Who are the most improved coaching staffs in college football? A lot of players get talked about. A lot of new hires get talked about this time of year, but let's talk about totality. I want to look at defense tonight. Who upgraded their defensive coaching staffs better than anyone else in the country? This is not top 4 best staffs. I'm talking upgrade. LSU, unequivocally, is the most upgraded defensive staff in college football this year. I know I don't believe in it's not close, but in this case, I got to make an exception. LSU is the most upgraded defensive staff in the country, and I don't think it's close. We got them at nearly a 25% internal upgrade, just in our own numbers that we like to run here. Blake Baker is going to be the headline grabber. That's the defensive coordinator that they took from Missouri, but also they brought in Kevin Peoples from Missouri. And as you know, I've shared with you many times, I'll share with you once more, we've got our own way that we grade this stuff, and we think that's the best defensive guy they brought in. That's no knock on Baker. I'm just saying, like, pound for pound at the position they're going to be at, they didn't upgrade anywhere more than we think they upgraded by bringing in Kevin Peoples. However, they also brought in Bo Davis. So everywhere that you think and I think and everyone knows that LSU fell short last year, it was usually on defense, and I don't know, because those guys won't play a down this year. I don't know how much better they'll look defensively this year. I would bet every dollar I have in my pocket, and I got sweatpants on, I got nothing, but figuratively, I'd bet everything I got in my pocket that they will be mildly to moderately improved defensively this year just because they got better coaches there. And I know good and well they got better personnel than what they showed last year. Also, this one's going to sound a little weird, but follow me. Nebraska, I think, is one of the most upgraded defensive staffs in the country, and they didn't make any moves. So you may think to yourself, how are they upgraded if they didn't make any moves? Well, the way we work it, like the way I think any accurate and reputable grading system should work, is you should be reassignating or assignating value from year to year. And so if you don't have a good grade and then you roll off 3 really productive years, your grade should improve every year. Well, we do that with coaches. We do it with units, but we do it with individual coaches. So Matt Rule has his same staff in place, and we thought they were one of the most underrated defensive staffs in the country last year. I've talked about Tony White a lot, but I also look at them, and every coach, virtually every coach on the defensive side of the ball for Nebraska had a big year-over-year grade improvement because of the progression that they made as a whole from 2022 to 2023. And so even though they didn't go out and make splash hires like LSU did, just the totality of the progress of their individual grades added up to make Nebraska like the second most upgraded defensive staff in the country in our estimation. They're really good. They are really good. We got a lot of questions about them on offense, not a ton of them on defense. Now, there's one that I think may be a little off the radar, but it's in the ACC, and it was to their benefit that Mike Elko got hired at Texas A&M. So I think Georgia Tech is one of the top 4 most upgraded defensive staffs in the country, too. They added Tyler Santucci, I think is the pronunciation there. He was at Duke. And so Duke, kind of, it doesn't fall apart, but Mike Elko gets hired at A&M. And so there are some guys there who were available, and they went and got him from Duke. They got Jess Simpson from Duke as well. And so Duke was, I believe, Jesse, the number 1 defense in the ACC last year. So all they did was look over there and say, okay, well, if those guys are going to be available, they're better than what we got. Boom, boom, we add them. They added Kyle Pope, who previously had been at Memphis, and we think they significantly upgraded. And I'll tell you who else upgraded that's going to be off your radar, at least for defense. Tulane, by bringing in Summerall as head coach, massively upgraded the defensive side. He brought a lot of his staff with him down there to Tulane as well. And here's the twofold effect of that. So we think Tulane is one of the 4 most upgraded defensive staffs in the country, but it comes at Troy's expense because a lot of that staff had been at Troy. We got Troy as being down 17.57% on their defensive staff grade overall. So when you see a staff sort of in totality move, the plus on one side is going to be the minus on the other side. But it checks out because Tulane massively upgraded their overall defensive staff score. So you give me LSU, Nebraska, Georgia Tech, Tulane, got them all as the 4 most upgraded defensive staffs in the country this year.